Welcome back to the Chattable podcast, where we learn real English in real life, in rich vocabulary, and feel proud. So, have you ever noticed that telling someone they're wrong almost always guarantees a fight?
Oh, yeah, like immediately. It puts people right on the defensive.
Right. But if you tell them, you just don't see eye to eye, it somehow keeps the peace.
It's magic. Or, well, it's psychology.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in today's episode, we're looking at the hidden physical psychology behind English idioms. Specifically, two incredibly vivid phrases that perfectly capture how we handle disagreements and how we make decisions.
And, if you're listening, you probably already realize that translating idioms word for word just doesn't work.
No, not at all. You need the rules, like when to use them and, crucially, when absolutely not to use them.
Yeah, and understanding the physical origins of these idioms is like the real secret to locking them into your memory permanently.
Because you're visualizing the literal action.
Exactly. Once you do that, you move past rote memorization. You start intuitively grasping the social dynamics at play.
Which is huge.
Right. You start to see why certain words carry this heavy emotional weight, while others feel, light and casual.
Okay, so let's consider how we talk about workplace friction.
Yeah.
We've got this first target sentence. The heads of these two departments at the firm don't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, but when it comes to boosting collaboration across teams, they're on the same page.
Yeah, we use this phrase so much that we completely forget how intensely physical it is.
Right.
But the physical background of seeing eye to eye is actually beautifully simple. Just picture two people standing face to face.
Okay, got them in my head.
So if they're looking directly into each other's eyes, they are physically on the exact same level.
Oh, and because they're on the same level, they share the exact same perspective.
Yes. They're viewing the world from an identical vantage point. The mutual gaze is basically a confirmation of a shared reality.
That makes total sense because, if I'm much taller than you or if I'm sitting while you're standing, our sight lines are broken.
Exactly. I'm looking at the top of your head. You're looking at my chin.
We literally lack a shared field of vision.
Right. So the metaphor implies that physical alignment is required for mental agreement.
Wow.
And the moment one person looks down at the floor or turns away to look at the wall, boom.
That physical connection severs.
Exactly. The mutual understanding is interrupted. And it's a testament to how long human beings have equated physical alignment with the mental agreement.
How long are we talking?
Well, we find this specific phrase dating all the way back to the book of Isaiah in the Bible.
Wait, really? The Bible?
Yeah, thousands of years later, and it remains a staple in modern business and relationship English.
It's a great reminder of how durable language is. We're sitting in high-tech corporate boardrooms, negotiating quarterly projections over video calls, but we rely on a physical metaphor from antiquity to describe our consensus.
It's pretty amazing.
But, there is a notable quirk in how we deploy this today.
Oh, you mean the negative usage?
Yeah. It's almost exclusively used in the negative. I would never leave a productive strategy meeting and announce to the office, we really saw eye to eye in there.
No, definitely not. You'd just say, we agreed, or we reached a consensus.
Right.
The negative usage is driven entirely by politeness.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we don't see eye to eye operates as a highly professional, diplomatic way of stating you're arguing or completely disagreeing.
Because in a professional environment, directly stating we're fighting or she is wrong just elevates the tension.
Exactly. Framing it as a failure to see eye to eye removes the aggression.
It softens the blow. It frames a conflict as a mere misalignment of perspectives rather than a bitter personal attack.
Exactly.
Take the situation with Princes William and Harry.
Oh, yeah, perfect example.
Sources frequently note that they famously do not see eye to eye on how the British royal family should handle the press, which, led to a major rift between the brothers.
Right. And the context of that royal family dispute is crucial for understanding the phrase.
How so?
Well, a press strategy is highly subjective. It involves personal philosophy, risk tolerance, deeply held values.
Right.
So by stating the brothers do not see eye to eye, observers acknowledge the severity of the disagreement without inherently assigning blame.
Or declaring one brother objectively correct.
Exactly. It just maps out that their worldviews on this specific issue are looking in entirely different directions.
It's a neutral observation of a standoff. It protects the dignity of both parties involved, which is exactly why it's so useful in corporate politics.
Absolutely.
But wait, let me push back on that subjectivity for a second. What if the disagreement isn't about a strategy or an opinion?
What do you mean?
Say I'm talking to someone, and I state that the Earth is round. and they look right back at me and say, nope, the Earth is flat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Are we just failing to see eye to eye on the shape of the planet?
Oh, absolutely not. No. That scenario hits the absolute rule for when not to use this phrase.
Okay, so no flat Earth eye to eye.
Right. You must never use it for matters of objective scientific fact. The phrase inherently implies two equally valid perspectives that simply aren't aligning.
And if someone claims the Earth is flat, they aren't failing to share a valid vantage point. They're just factually, objectively wrong.
Exactly. Using it in that context gives the opposing argument way too much credit.
It would confuse anyone listening, right?
Right.
Because it treats a proven scientific reality as if it were a casual debate over, like, office dress codes.
Yeah. It would be like telling my accountant we don't see eye to eye on whether 2 + 2 = 4.
Right. It degrades the truth by elevating an incorrect statement to the level of a valid opinion.
Exactly. The subjective nature of the topic is the anchor here. If an issue can be measured, tested, and proven definitively in a lab, eye to eye is off the table.
That makes perfect sense.
But if the topic is how to launch a marketing campaign or how to raise children or navigate media relations, then it serves as the perfect polite descriptor for a disagreement.
So, eye to eye beautifully captures the static nature of a standoff. It's two people frozen, unable to match their gaze. But what happens when that standoff turns into an active, heated debate? The language we use shifts from a frozen stare-down to a high-speed sport.
Oh, I love this transition.
Which brings us to our second phrase, ping-ponging. You might see a headline reading, their argument about how to cut government spending ping-ponged across social media platforms back and forth, and everybody was watching to see how it's going to end.
Yeah, the linguistic jump here is purely onomatopoeic. We are pulling directly from table tennis.
Right.
Fun fact, ping pong was originally created as a trademarked brand name in the early 1900s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was designed to mimic the literal sound of the game.
The auditory snap of a lightweight plastic ball hitting a hard wooden paddle, bouncing off the table, and firing back over the net.
Exactly. Ping pong.
It's a great example of a brand name becoming a generic verb, much like how we use Google to describe searching the internet.
Precisely. And because table tennis is a game of blistering speed and relentless back and forth motion, our brains naturally map that physical momentum to conversations.
That makes so much sense. Like when you watch a ping pong match, your neck is constantly snapping left and right.
Yeah. Ping-ponging is now used to describe that exact sensation applied to a fast, repetitive motion between two sides of a debate.
Which makes it perfect for digital arguments.
Yeah.
A debate over government spending on social media is basically an endless volley. One person posts, the other replies instantly, back and forth.
Right.
The neck snapping motion of watching the game literally becomes the mental whiplash of following a heated Twitter thread.
It really does. But, it's not just for arguments. It works just as well for indecision.
Oh, like trying to make a choice.
Yeah, indecision is a fantastic application. Take an international student, let's call him Leo, who is trying to choose where to study in the U.S.
Okay, Leo's got a tough choice.
Very. And if he can't make up his mind, his decision keeps ping-ponging back and forth between, say, a university in Boston and a university in San Francisco.
Oh, wow. You can feel the anxiety in that kind of indecision. It's not a calm, slow deliberation.
Not at all.
Monday, he's locked in on Boston for the academics. Tuesday, he swings to San Francisco for the weather. By Wednesday, he's back to Boston.
His internal monologue is matching the erratic trajectory of that plastic ball. The momentum is fast, and the direction reverses constantly.
That's a great way to put it.
And it applies just as perfectly to corporate environments, particularly to those endless email chains where nobody wants to make a final call.
Ugh, yes. A project proposal ping-pongs between the legal department and the marketing team.
Right. And the idiom communicates not just the movement of the email, but the frustration of the delay. The ball is moving fast, but the game isn't ending. No one is scoring the final point.
The lack of resolution is baked right into the phrase. In a literal game of table tennis, a long rally is exciting to watch. But in a business context, a long rally is a bottleneck. The phrase subtly criticizes the inefficiency without having to outright say, you are all wasting time.
Exactly. It's another form of professional diplomacy, much like not seeing eye to eye.
Right.
Saying an issue is ping-ponging between teams is much more palatable than saying no one is competent enough to make a decision and own the result. The playful tone of the idiom softens the critique of the workflow.
The tone of the word is highly specific, though.
What do you mean?
Well, ping-pong sounds bouncy. It carries a casual, inherently playful energy because its root is literally a parlor game.
Mm-hmm.
And that playful tone makes me think about when using it would be completely inappropriate.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it makes me cringe thinking about using ping pong for a serious global crisis. Say you described refugees fleeing a war zone who are being forced back and forth across a hostile border.
Oh, wow.
Using ping-ponging to describe their displacement feels incredibly offensive.
Yes. It trivializes their suffering entirely. This is the crucial when not to use it rule. English is highly sensitive to tone mismatch.
Right.
When you apply a bouncy, auditory word born from a lightweight game to a situation involving human tragedy, the resulting sentence is disastrous. Even if your grammar is technically flawless, your emotional intelligence fails.
It turns a humanitarian crisis into a plastic game.
Exactly. You have to restrict ping-ponging to non-life-threatening everyday situations. Social media debates, Leo's college decision, exhausting email threads.
Those are the arenas where this verb actually functions properly.
Right. It highlights the difference between memorizing vocabulary lists and actually speaking the language with emotional awareness.
Yeah, the emotional weight of a word often dictates its usage far more than its dictionary definition.
Definitely. A plastic ball has almost zero physical weight, which is why we reserve it for low-stakes situations. A human life carries immense weight, demanding language that reflects that gravity and treats the subject with respect.
Beautifully said. Let's recap the terrain we covered in this episode.
Sounds good.
We started by examining the static state of a disagreement. Not seeing eye to eye is a polite professional tool to indicate our perspectives are fundamentally misaligned.
Mm-hmm.
It acts as a diplomatic shield, but one we must strictly reserve for opinions and subjective strategies, never for objective, provable facts.
Right. And then we transitioned from the state of a disagreement to the action of an argument or a decision.
Right. Ping-ponging.
Yeah, which vividly captures rapid, repetitive back-and-forth motion. It's an incredibly useful verb for describing fast-paced debates or stalled corporate email chains, provided we respect its playful tone and keep it far away from serious or tragic events.
Navigating these phrases is really about mastering professional politeness. It gives you the power to handle disagreements in the workplace or in relationships effectively without causing accidental offense.
Absolutely.
And listen, I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over today. Consider how deeply, fundamentally physical the English language really is.
Oh, it's so true. Even in our most abstract or intellectual conversations, we are constantly reaching for physical anchors to make sense of the world.
We really are. We measure intellectual agreement by matching our physical gaze with another person. And we describe modern, high-tech digital arguments across global social media platforms using the physical sound of a plastic ball hitting a wooden paddle in the early 1900s.
It's pretty amazing when you step back and look at it.
It is. No matter how advanced our topics get, we still rely on our basic bodily senses to explain them. So next time you hear a common idiom in English, ask yourself, what hidden physical action are you actually describing?
I love that.
Find the physical root and you will unlock the language. Thanks for joining us for this episode, and we will catch you on the next one.